Reviving a family legacy, the journey of Nasi Padang in Singapore. Singapore, imagine spending your childhood not at the playground, but behind the counter of a bustling food stall. For Mr. Eugene Tan, those were the formative years spent slicing long beans and gutting fish at his parents' Nasi Padang stall. While his friends enjoyed carefree weekends, he was learning the ropes of the family business, a journey that would shape his future in unexpected ways. By the time he hit 13, he was already dispatching live crabs, while his younger brother joined in the family hustle at just 7. Our school holidays were filled with what felt like child labor, and, interning at our parents' stall, recalls the now 46-year-old former teacher with a chuckle. Initially, it was an adventure. At 12, I found it exciting to learn how to clean seafood, he reminisces, while his brother was eager to take on the task of frying eggs and omelets. But as they honed their skills, the novelty wore off, and they quickly realized that mastering a task meant it became part of their daily responsibilities. One of the toughest jobs. Chopping 4 kilograms of long beans at once. Mr. Tan grimaces at the memory, recalling the pressure to slice them just right to avoid his parents scolding for wasting any edible bits. They were incredibly frugal and always conscious of costs and minimizing food waste, he explains. Despite the demanding work, Mr. Tan grew to appreciate the time spent with his parents, Mr. Tan Tiam Bok, 74, and Madam Chong Chiu Leng, 70. Their stall, Serangoon Nasi Padang, first opened its doors in 1983 at the now-closed Somerset Eating House, and it became a cornerstone of their family life. One of his fondest memories is of his father taking the family to Commonwealth Crescent Market for fish head bihun late at night after a long day, a dish both he and his mother adored. By 15, he began to understand the importance of their hard work. They provided for us without spoiling us, teaching me the value of hard work and that money doesn't come easy, he reflects. This lesson stayed with him throughout his 14-year teaching career, a postgraduate scholarship, and a transition into the corporate world. However, in 2021, Mr. Tan made a bold decision to leave his role as a trainer and business development manager at an aesthetics group, returning to the sandal-scented world of his childhood to honor his parents' legacy. His parents had never expected either son to take over the business, believing that a food stall offered limited prospects. With a degree in social science and a postgraduate diploma in education from the National Institute of Education, Mr. Tan had initially pursued a career in education, inspired by his own teachers at Clementi Town Secondary School. He later earned a master's degree in education, curriculum, and teaching, eventually becoming a curriculum policy officer at the Ministry of Education. His aspirations once included becoming a principal, but everything changed in 2017 while he was teaching general paper and leading the Student Leadership and Scholarships Department at Dunman High School. At 40, he realized he lacked real-world experience outside of education and felt it was time to venture into the private sector to acquire new skills. In 2018, he joined SL Aesthetic Group, a Singapore-based medical aesthetics and wellness company, as a trainer and business development manager. The following year, he introduced his boss, Dr. Gabriel Wong, to his parents' stall, which was known for its long lunchtime queues at a Bishan coffee shop. Dr. Wong praised the food and encouraged Mr. Tan to learn the recipes, even offering to be his business partner if he pursued the idea. In September 2020, Mr. Tan's parents sold the stall and retired, but soon after, former customers began to call, saying the food tasted different. His father asked if he wanted to restart the business together, and without hesitation, Mr. Tan said yes. By October 2021, they were back in business under a new name, Serangoon Barbecue and Curry, located on Sin Ming Road. With $10,000 in shared capital, father and son co-owned the stall, focusing on a streamlined menu and consistency. Mr. Tan, who had left SL Aesthetic Group in December 2020, began operating with spreadsheets and systems, aiming to refine and scale the business. However, not everything was smooth sailing. He faced resistance from his parents over reducing food costs and raising prices to reflect rising ingredient costs. They also had differing opinions on food preparation techniques, from grilling chicken to frying eggs. Each parent had their own unique cooking style, leading to some heated discussions. When it was my turn to cook, I tried to blend their methods, but they would scold me for not strictly adhering to their individual styles, he shares. His father, who learned to cook in a Sembawang kampung, had a knack for preparing traditional dishes like beef rendang and sambal goreng for Malay weddings, relying on feel and experience rather than precise measurements. I had to document recipes and quantities, which was a painstaking process. He insisted I use my eyes instead, Mr. Tan laughs. Despite the occasional tips, the cooking lessons from his father deepened their bond. He learned the intricacies of his father's signature sambal goreng, made with long beans, tau kwa, and tempeh, each deep-fried separately for the perfect texture. His father insisted on making sambal fresh every day. Though his methods are tedious and not always scientifically explained, I gained culinary skills and a deeper respect for his craft. I also learned patience, says Mr. Tan, who is still single. In August 2023, he convinced his father to invest in a $20,000 combi oven, which allowed them to cook 100 pieces of barbecue chicken in just 18 minutes, resulting in juicier and more consistent dishes. The oven also ended our arguments about how to grill chicken, he adds with a chuckle. By November 2024, he and Dr. Wong opened a fast casual outlet at Junction 8 Shopping Mall, investing $250,000 in the 490 square foot space that seats 20. They ditched the traditional display of food trays, opting for self-service kiosks and freshly prepared meals. Customers can choose from 5 mains, including barbecue chicken and beef rendang, along with 11 side dishes like sambal goreng and blossom achar, with bowls starting at $10.90. In January, Mr. Tan and his father closed the Sin Ming outlet, shifting operations to a central kitchen in Badak to prepare food for the Junction 8 location and support future outlets. His father is no longer a shareholder in the new outlets as he prepares for retirement. The Junction 8 outlet received halal certification in March, and Mr. Tan notes, "We've always been a pork-free establishment, so it wasn't difficult to get halal certified since we've used halal ingredients since 1983. In March, he opened a second outlet at Raffles Specialist Center, a spacious 800 square foot location that can seat 40, costing $150,000 to set up. Both outlets are thriving, on track to break even within a year, with projected total revenue of $1 million by year-end. Of course, there have been bumps along the way. Mr. Tan recalls a moment of frustration when he lost his temper with a customer who complained that the Nasi Padang didn't match the menu photos. I told her to please never come back, he admits. But I regretted it. We depend on our customers. He has since learned to handle negative feedback with more grace. Today, he works 12-hour days with no days off, juggling operations across outlets, filling in for staff, and managing social media alongside Dr. Wong. His parents oversee food preparation at the central kitchen. Being on the front lines allows me to gather feedback and share our brand story, he explains. Drawing from his teaching background, he also focuses on staff development and engagement. Back then, I was responsible for students' well-being. Now, I concentrate on my staff's growth, he says. Looking ahead, he and Dr. Wong plan to open another outlet by the end of 2025, likely in a heartland area. Their long-term vision includes 8 outlets in Singapore and potential expansion overseas. While some purists argue that he is straying from his father's traditional recipes by modernizing them, Mr. Tan remains steadfast. We choose dishes based on popularity and practicality. Can we replicate the quality if we scale up? That mission to honor his parents' decades of dedication fuels his passion. He even has life-sized standees of his parents displayed at his Bishan outlet. Some customers recognize the chicken and my father's cooking even if they don't see him, he shares. They realize it's the same dish, just under a different name. He fondly recalls a couple who had been loyal customers since their school days. Now married, they visited the Junction 8 outlet and told him the food tasted just like they remembered. That makes it all worth it. When asked what drives him, he doesn't hesitate. I owe it to my parents.